Hey guys, thanks for coming by to check out my kill on the Guardian Druid challenge. At the end of the video I will go over gearing and a few tips and tricks that I used to help me down this boss. guys, thanks for watching. We're going to go over my gear and talents real quick and a few pointers to help you guys with this encounter. So I use mostly Crafted Dread Gladiator's gear. I had this legendary left over from BFA, or not BFA, Legion. The cloak from BFA, more Gladiator gear. Bracers of the Dreamglow Grove, they just seem to be the strongest for that particular slot. I used Destiny's Call because of the on-use effect. That seems to be very helpful in the first couple of seconds of the fight. Gives you a free potion, basically. Then we went back into Crafted Dreadful Gladiator gear over here. Just some low-level rings that give you a pretty high stat count, plus a free socket. Then in the trinket area, we went with the Unblinking Gaze of Seath and the Ravaged Seed Pod. Those two just absolutely top out my DPS. Here you can see there's the Eye of Seath, 14% of my damage. Infested Ground did 10.5. And as you guys saw in this run, this was not a clean run. This was not one of my best attempts. At the end of that run, actually, when I died, I had already screamed several cuss words and got up and walked away from the table because I thought it was over. Not realizing that with the seed pod right there at the end, I had dropped him to 1% and got him down. So as far as the talents go, I was a little unorthodox. I used Blood Frenzy. That just seems to give you a little bit more rage to help you keep your Iron Fur up, which is very important. Wild Charge, I used Restoration Infinity. I really like being able to rejuve and swift mend while running to get the horrors gathered up. Mighty Bash, obviously, so you have an extra delay when it comes to annihilates and Krull. Galactic Guardian, just because Moonfire is the top of your DPS, by a good, 5 to 10%. So that's just an increase to your overall DPS through the whole encounter. Survival helps you with the Bark Skin and all that, keeping that up for your annihilates. And then Rend and Tear. It's the easiest one out of that role to manage in this fight. As far as some pointers for you guys go, the most important thing is managing the cooldowns for Krull. I actually went as far as writing down each annihilate, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then listing out what cooldowns to use for each one so that I didn't really have to think about it. It's just right there in front of me, use. That helped incredibly, just being able to not have to think about what cooldowns I needed to use. And then another tip, just don't give up. This was attempt 520. You just can't give up. You've got to keep trying and learning from every attempt and figuring out what you're doing. You cannot panic on Krull. You get that huge excitement when you get to him and it overwhelms you and you panic and you're just hitting buttons. So you got to keep your head level and keep focused on what's happening. So just don't give up, keep going, and you guys will get it in the end.